in the NBA should ever wear 23. I've been working on that shot my whole life, and for that one to go in, that was liberating right there, man.
And I'm not shoving it aside, like it don't mean anything. I know it's important. I do. I honestly do. But we talking about
23 Shots of JD podcast.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to the 23 Shots of JD podcast. It's just me again, per the usual as it seems, but yeah, I guess a decent amount of stuff happening. A lot happening, I guess, pertaining to where I'm living in Australia. A lot of Australian athletes and Australian sports. There's just a lot of great Australian stuff happening. On the day I'm actually recording this podcast, Australian tennis player, now I'm blanking on his name, apologies. I think it's Millman, something along those lines. But basically, the guy that just upset Federer was an Aussie. And, yeah, pretty insane. He was actually 1-0 down, and he ends up beating him 3-1. So, it's a pretty good effort, especially. I don't think it was seeded either, or if he was, I don't think it was seeded. I think it's, pretty lowly ranked, but, it's actually funny because a lot of, news outlets around, especially sports outlets, are sort of going like, finally a guy that's sort of kind-hearted and good-mannered, in regards to the tennis community. Because if anyone's familiar with Australian tennis players, probably not the best role models, I would say. They're definitely not the greatest role models. They're more on the funnier, more fiery side, I guess you could say. Because if obviously Nick Kyrgios, who's one of the great young talents in tennis right now, he's pretty outlandish. Like, I remember there was a time, especially, I don't know if this type of news spawned out to like in the UK or US or anywhere, overseas like that. But basically, like, Kyrgios said, he wanted to play basketball. Like, oh, I don't really like playing tennis or whatever. It's just I just play tennis because I happen to be good at it. Like, if I wanted, I'd rather play basketball. And he's low-key nasty on the court. Like, he's tall. He's a pretty tall guy. I think like 6'5", maybe somewhere around that range. And he's got a bit of a J. He can sort of put on the floor, but I guess he would definitely just be more of a 3-and-D type guy. I think that's what Kyrgios would be in the tennis ranks. And then we got Bernard Tomic. So, if anyone's seen Bernard Tomic, basically just he was one of the great rising stars in Australian, not only Australian tennis but Australian sport. Like, he had a lot of great performances in major tournaments as a youngster, professionally, and then so I think the money and the fame and sort of the notoriety got to his head, and he sort of just declined from there. Like, he sort of just he just didn't really do much. He sort of was lackadaisical in his approach to his game, and he just. Yeah, it's typical story, the guy that sort of blossomed too early, peaked too early, and it's just sort of dismal to see, how down. Like, I guess maybe a lot of people won't feel sympathy for him because he did make a lot of money. Because tennis gets a lot of money. It's ridiculous. Even if you don't place that highly, you still get a decent amount of coin. Same as golf. Like, if golf pays it well, I would say. Like, I don't know why I struggle saying that, but the golf really, really pays decent amount of money. So, but yeah, like I was saying, Bernard Tomic, basically, he just, I think he still plays tennis. I don't even know what he does anymore. Like, he sort of became a reality TV star. Like, I think they have it in basically all countries, Celebrity Get Me Out of Here. Like, they had that TV show, or is it Celebrity Get Me Out of Here? Yes, I think it's Celebrity Get Me Out of Here. And basically, he was one of the celebrities that went in, and he was mad cocky about it, like mad arrogant, saying, "Oh, I'm gonna stay in. Watch me. I'm a true survivor." Blah 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 blah. Talking all this BS, and literally goes in, and this is verbatim. Leaves after the first day or second day. Like, he leaves within the first 3 days of the show happening, and he says, "You know what? I'm out of here. I'm done. I'm gone." And let's be honest, like, these Celebrity Get Me Out of Here shows like that, Survivor, what's the other one? Great Amazing Race. Like, there's probably some type of legitimacy or some type of realism to it, but holistically, most of it's staged or scripted reality. Like, I would highly, 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 highly doubt that that Survivor or Celebrity Get Me Out of Here really put them in those drastic situations. Naked and Afraid, on the other hand, that TV show, they gangsters about it. Naked and Afraid do not care. They're just like, yeah, you're gonna try and die, and that's on. It's honestly the best TV show by far, Naked and Afraid. Like, if no one's watched it, a definite must watch, because it's. I think it's no. I hope it's fully legitimate. It's insane, because basically what the premise of it is, I guess you could by the title, they get two people, male and female. They strip them naked, and I think they get one basic tool, and they send them off into the jungle or the desert or basically just some extreme climate. Send them there, and basically they just have to survive using the knowledge they have and that one tool and whatever they find. And basically you just see so many people, sort of like Bernard Tomic, being arrogant, going like, oh, I was in the army, so and so, or I've been studying, survival shows. I was doing scouts and all that. It's just like talking pretty, boisterous about their ability to survive in the wild. And they get in there, and like the first 5 days is terrible to watch, because they have no idea what they're doing. They're just like, geez, this is not, the things that I learned from Bear Grylls is definitely not being applied right now. Like, I remember when I used to watch Bear Grylls and be like, God, I think I know how to survive in the desert. I just pee in my mouth, all that. I know how to survive in the freezing cold. Just do push-ups, and your body temperature will be fine. Like, you would look at like those shows and be like pretty confident, like, I think I finally know how to survive. But if you watch Naked and Afraid, you realize like none of us are really cut out for this type of shit. Like that's some extreme stuff. But sort of got sidetracked. Just wanted to congratulate to the Aussie tennis player that won. There was also like this mad bet where this guy Federer, it was $1.02 to win, which is basically if you bet $100, you'll get $2 if you bet on Federer. That's basically the odds. Like, you're getting $2 if you bet $100 on him, basically. And obviously he lost. So I think there was like this guy that put thousands of dollars on Federer, assuming that he's just gonna win it easy. 200, something like that, even maybe a bit more. And then boom, just lost a couple grand. So just imagine that, man. There's so many people that get those types of gambling addictions and stuff. But actually, I'll save that topic for another day. Because that's pretty juicy. But I guess another big thing. I don't know I wonder if they have it in America, and I think they definitely have it in the UK. But I don't know if it's like a US culture type thing. If they have it, but basically, there's recently in the past 1 to 2 days. In Australia, there's a lot of conjecture about what we call Mad Monday. And essentially what a Mad Monday is at the end of the season, the next Monday, when your season ends, so let's say you didn't make the finals, the next Monday that comes, you just have a massive, massive alcoholic bender. You just go ham, you get on the piss, and you just go mental. I've experienced some maybe underage drinking. I'm not gonna say anything there, but yeah, these benders get pretty wild. Like, usually they involve dress up as well, so it's like a dress up party, and it's all the boys. Really, it's just all the boys in one room just getting absolutely hammered, and it does sound pretty weird. Like, it sounds like the beginning of some type of like graphic gay porno or something. But basically, everyone has times when they're with the boys and they just get absolutely pissed. But you're getting blind drunk, like insanely drunk, where you basically have no idea what you're doing. You don't know your bodily functions. You don't even know how you're gonna move and stuff. Like, you really don't even know what you're doing. And basically, one of the big professional teams in Australia called the Canterbury Bankstown Bulldogs, they're an NRL rugby league team. They didn't make the finals, so they had their Mad Monday pretty early, I guess you could say. And yeah, it was just all over the paper. It was ridiculous. Like, one of the players was naked and people were grabbing his genitals. Another one was passed out vomiting and passed out and vomiting on the floor and stuff. And it's, I guess, me saying it, it sounds like, geez, these guys are professional athletes. Like, they should really get their act together. But these guys play 25 rounds of hard, gritty rugby league. And it's I think it's alright to let your hair down. let your hair down a bit, just get a bit wild with the boys, and sort of celebrate the culmination of the hard work you put in. And obviously for the Bulldogs, it didn't really amount to a lot because they didn't make the finals. But you'd still put in the preseason work. You still went through the whole grit and grind of the sporting calendar. You should be able to celebrate. And not only that, what annoyed me the most about how all this news arose is they're basically like paparazzi and these just sneaky photographers just videotaping the actions of these individuals, like the team and stuff. Like, there's one video where you could just visibly see this guy's like hiding underneath like a shrub or some type of bush, like, object or whatever. And you could just tell like this guy's just spying on these dudes, just having a good time. And it's pretty ridiculous when you're gonna plaster on the newspaper going like, "Oh my god, look at these guys! They're causing a mark. They're bringing a bad name to the sport, bad name to the game." And it's just like, well, not really. You're the ones that's going purposely out there to try and find some type of issues with it. And it's like they're in a personalized area. They're having fun. They're not causing any controversy to any individuals. They're not harming any other individuals. They're just having a great fun with the team and with the boys in celebration of a season that perhaps could have gone better but hasn't. And they're just trying to, enjoy your time. And I don't know if the Mad Monday sort of theory flew over the heads of the US audience or whatever. But basically, like, it's a big thing in like all Australian sports. It's a big thing from the local leagues to semi-professional to professional. Like, it's all about Mad Monday. Mad Monday's a big deal, and I don't think it should be banned or it should be outlawed or anything. Like, that's some of the outlandish stuff that people are calling out the NRL commissioner to do. Like, just let the boys have their fun. Obviously, have it in. I would say have it in confined space, maybe not so public. But even in that situation, it wasn't even public. They had a roped off area in a bar, and basically, like I said, people were going out of their ways. These paparazzi type individuals were going out and trying to videotape these people, and it's damn right outlandish. I'm just gonna say it's damn right outlandish that the boys cannot have a good time. The boys cannot have a good time. Everyone, here's a good equivalent actually. The Mad Monday celebrations exactly mirrors the Christmas party celebrations. Like Mad Monday and the Christmas party is the exact same thing. Everyone knows when you go to a Christmas party. I've been to Christmas parties. The Christmas party goes off. It's everyone lets their hair down. It's a culmination of everyone's hard work and effort during that work period, and they just want to have fun, celebrate, let their hair down, and have fun and interact with your employees. Also, not your employees, obviously if you're the boss, whatever, but interact with your workmates in a situation where it's not so professional. And that's exactly what they're doing on the Mad Monday. There's multiple stories that you could probably hear from tons of individuals about some freaky Christmas party situations to workmates hooking up and just some crazy stuff. And that's exactly what probably happens on Mad Monday. Actually, not probably. That's what definitely happens on Mad Monday. Just the boys having some fun. So if next time these media outlets and whatever sort of look at Mad Monday and be like, oh, blah, 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 remember, you better reflect that same attitude. Keep the same energy to your Christmas party. Because if you keep the same energy to your Christmas party that you treated Mad Monday with that type of negativity, your Christmas party is going to suck fucking shit. I'll tell you that much. And you're not going to have any fun. That's it. So, that's a bit of a rant, man. I just hate when people just try to shit on something when they're going out of their way to try and cause some controversies. That's pretty ridiculous. But I guess I change it up to a better note. Keep on the Australian theme. A quick shout out to Jordan Mailata. If no one knows who Jordan Mailata is, he's basically this ex-Australian NRL player, and he's just made the Philadelphia Eagles NFL 53-man roster. And people, obviously the American viewers know, but the UK and Australian viewers should be aware that the Philadelphia Eagles were the champs. So for him to be able to get a spot on the 53-man roster is definitely no small or no insignificant feat. It's definitely significant, and it's even more significant because he never played NFL in his life. he didn't know any of the rules. He's sort of like he was sort of like a Jared Hayne type. Like he didn't know any of the rules, and he sort of just came in, and just because he's 6'8", freakishly athletic for his size, he's just sort of worked hard, and it's good to see that someone maybe that didn't work out in the NRL because for a number of reasons he's sort of too big to the point where it's like not that mobile in regards to sort of how the NRL plays, but he's definitely athletic in regards to how the NFL plays, which is a big change. So it's good to see. Some people are getting a bit ahead of themselves, I guess, because there was some guy, some ex-player I think he's a commentator now, who's basically saying, "Oh, this guy's all pro. He's gonna be the next all pro left tackle." So and so. And it's like, jeez, calm down. This guy just made a roster. He hasn't even played like an actual NFL game. Let's just cut the brakes. But nevertheless, it's great to see Aussies, thrive in America. I think that's one of the great things. Obviously, America's notorious for being, the American dream. That's like the land of opportunity and freedom and stuff like that. So there's always going to be that connotation when another nationality comes over there and does really well in regards to any industry. So it seems like Australia's taking over. I will say I think Australia is legitimately taking over. You got Jordan Mailata obviously in the NFL. There's a bunch of NFL punters that were ex-AFL players. AFL is one of the big sporting leagues in Australia as well. Who else? Obviously basketball. We're making big names for ourselves, not only NBA but in college and high school as well. We got I think one of the top high school players in this class called Josh Green. He's a stud. So shout out to Josh Green. Australia's really taking over the market, and it's just good to see. Ben Simmons, man, he's the face of NBA 2K19. That's insane. And obviously people might forget that he's Australian, but Ben Simmons reps Australia hard. He's gonna play for Australia in the Olympics and the World Championships, etc. And I know if long-time listeners of the podcast might think I've given Ben Simmons a bit of a hard time because I'm like, dude, develop a jump shot. Just develop a jump shot, man. But yeah, if people think I'd be giving you a hard time, it's just because I think I might be like one of those dads. It's just like I put that added expectation because I'm like, dude, you're Australian. You have the potential to be the best player in the game, and imagine what that's going to do for Australian and Australian basketball. Not only in regards to just the name it's going to put internationally, but how it's going to develop the domestic leagues, how it's going to get more participation in the sport. It's just going to he's really sort of a catalyst for so many more things rather than just putting Australia on the map. So even though I don't want to bestow so much responsibility and so much value in Ben Simmons thus far in regards to trying to change the landscape of Australian basketball, what he does, his actions do influence that to a degree. And that's the same with all the Australians in the NBA: Dante Exum, Thon Maker, Matthew Dellavedova, Joe Ingles, Patty Mills, Aaron Baines. It's just they all have some type of responsibility. So yeah, that's what it is. And so again, I keep getting sidetracked around these things. Again, shout out to Jordan Mailata. Good on you. I'm just shouting a lot of Aussies out at the moment. One thing I do have written down, which was a bit weird, is there was a Australian news outlet that's reported. I don't even know if this is completely true, but it is a very reputable sporting outlet, and is a very reputable reporter who did say this. So I do take it with some type of legitimacy, but it's so outlandish that you just look at it and be like, this has to be some type of ridiculous statement. But essentially, KSI, the YouTuber, the guy that fought Logan Paul, called out Anthony Mundine. If no one knows Anthony Mundine, he's a multi-time world championship boxer. And KSI, the YouTuber who's fought 2 fights. And he's calling out it, like I said, a multi-time championship world boxer. what the fuck? Like, bro, you didn't even win both your fights. That's a ridiculous fight. Like KSI, I love KSI. Dude. I've been watching KSI since I was like, in grade 9, basically. Like I love KSI, but bro, you gotta pump the brakes. And I know Mundine's like 42, maybe. He's a decently old guy, like 42, 43, maybe. Like he is old, but. Dude, he's a world championship boxer, so he's just gonna slap KSI around. Logan Paul slapped KSI around for like the first 2 rounds. So if you think like one day is gonna be a different story completely, so yeah, I don't know. I just wanted to give my 2 cents on that because it's just so ridiculous that it even came up. Like, who, like it's even weird. It's like, why Mundine? Like, I know Mundine. In Australia, everyone knows that he's super, super lippy. He likes to talk a lot of smack, likes to talk a lot of shit. His nickname's the Man, and mate, he tries to prove that he's the man all the time. But yeah, it's just ridiculous. Like, I don't know. I did watch the whole fight because they posted on YouTube like the KSI Logan Paul fight, and it's like KSI just he was just wild. Like it's sort of just like he was slapping. Like it's hard to explain. Like go watch the video. Just go watch it. It'll be like it doesn't look anything remotely to boxing. Like it's just a brawl. And I did watch his sort of not rebuttal video, but review of the fight where he sort of talks about he needed to make it dirty. He needed to, make it messy because that's the only way he was going to win. And it's like, fair enough. I guess I understand the mentality, but still the execution as a whole was not good at all. Like it was not effective at all. So I don't know. My man's in a different one if he thinks that he's going to try and call out Anthony Mundine. Like that guy's the man. My man's. So yeah, that's ridiculous. I would like to take this time to mourn. It is a sort of sad day in times in Australia. The KFC Double Down is gone. Well, I'll just leave a moment of silence for that. The KFC Double Down is officially gone. I don't know if they have it in America or the UK, but basically. The KFC Double Down, they probably have some, it might be called something different in another place or whatever, but basically, it is just 2 of the fillets, 2 chicken fillets, used as the buns, and in the middle is bacon, cheese, and barbecue sauce, or some type of sauce or whatever, but basically, there is no buns, there is no lettuce, it's just straight chicken, and obviously, people are going to be grossed out about it, everyone's grossed out about it when it comes around, so because it is sort of a seasonal thing, like when it comes around. But it's sort of just if you eat it, I believe people that eat the KFC Double Down are truly the most honest people in this world because they understand. They don't want to be, they don't mess around with the bullshit. They're like, I don't want no bun. I don't want no lettuce. Like, get me straight to the meat. Just to the literally let me just get to the meat of things, and that is the meat. And if anything, it probably is healthy. It's probably ketogenic to a degree. It definitely is ketogenic because there's no carbs because it's bacon, chicken, cheese. Yeah, it's a ketogenic diet. It truly is a ketogenic diet. So anyone on those keto grinds, that's maybe the KFC Double Down's for you. But dude, God, me and one of my works is just froth over the KFC Double Down. It's really just froth over KFC in general. KFC is so good. One of the best fast food. It's not even sponsored by KFC at all. I would love KFC to sponsor me, but this is not sponsored. Anyone that has connections to KFC, hit me up so I can try contact them and try and sort something out. Because KFC, you're the shit, man. KFC, you're shit. And they came out with merch as well. Did not cop, but hey, they're really changing the game. KFC merch. God, other fast food places got to step their game up. Really got to step their game up. Yeah. Jeez, what do I? Yeah, I usually just write stuff down for the podcast journey, and I just have, for some reason, I just have Indian music videos having views in their thumbnail. Oh, okay, yeah. Now I know what I was talking about. Yeah, if anyone's seen indie music videos, or just music video, like even Latino music videos, just a lot of international music videos on YouTube, they get banging views, like ridiculous views, like 500 to even 1 billion views, and you're like, I've never heard of this song in my life. And like you see people like Justin Bieber who might take a month to get 1 billion views for one of their music videos or something like that. These Latino artists and Indian artists are just reeling out like views that are just generally like anywhere in the tens to 100 millions in like days. It's ridiculous. Like I don't know, I don't know if it's like a communal thing, because it could be a communal thing where maybe they just get behind, and support the YouTubers. Or maybe I always thought that potentially YouTube could be their only source of access. Like maybe Spotify is not as advanced as it is in that area, or SoundCloud or whatever. Maybe YouTube is like their entertainment source, I guess. But I don't. Yeah, it's a bit odd. It's a bit odd because like you see people like Taylor Swift might release a new song. Ariana Grande recently released a new song. All these, you would assume super popular artists that would be getting so many views. These Latino artists, these Indian artists are just dwarfing all their results, and it's insane. It's just insane. I really, there's not much to comment about it. It's just what it is, and like it's even weird. Like again, how I said at the beginning, Indian music videos always put their views in the thumbnail, and then they because if anyone's seen YouTube, like surely you've seen YouTube, the video will show how much views it has. So I don't know why you need to re-emphasize how many views it has in the thumbnail, and I do not understand why the inclusion of how many views it has would entice me to click it more. Like maybe it does, but it maybe does for other people. But just in my opinion, if I see 10 million views in the thumbnail, I'm not gonna be like, oh, I have to click it, because I already know it has 10 million views anyway. It's like, what are you guys thinking? And then they have to constantly update the thumbnail as well. So it'd be like 10 million, and a day later, 20 million. A week later, 100 million. It's like, jeez, we get it. You're banging views on the reg. Like it's alright. Like you don't have to. It's not a dick showing contest. Like it's completely cool that you just show your views. Like no one's trying to measure and be a mano. Like just calm down. Actually, talking about a mano and that the whole dig measuring contest, mate. Eminem and MGK just with the rap beef. If no one's familiar, basically Eminem dropped a random album called Kamikaze, where he's just throwing stray shots, just stray disses at everyone. People from like mumble rappers like Lil Pump and all those types of guys, and then he talks shit about Tyler the Creator. And the big one that he talked about was MGK, where he's just like, white boy rapper. I think a lot of white boy rap beef at the moment, because it's like sort of intertwined with G-Eazy as well. A lot of white boy rap beef. But basically, yeah, it's just Eminem just went for MGK, because I think MGK said that he would have sex with his Eminem's daughter Haley or something, which if anyone's seen the picture of Eminem's daughter, you might share the same testament. I will agree, she is a very beautiful woman. Very beautiful woman. So yeah, I don't know, just what it is. Don't come for me, Eminem, please. Just don't come for me. But yeah, and then he just does like a massive diss at him, and then now MGK just had a new song attacking him called Rap Devil, and it's white boy rap beat, and then just out of nowhere, G-Eazy sort of in it, because MGK came from on a freestyle. Like I don't know if MGK is just resonating with these vibes, and it's just negative or whatever. But I don't know. I didn't think MGK was that big to be involved in beef. Like he had that one big song where he just ripped off that other song in Sale. And then the only other song that I know is that collab he did with the Camila Cabello, because I love Camila Cabello. So it's like, I don't think you're that relevant, dude. Like, not to try to sound like Rice Gum, but you're not relevant, bro. And then G-Eazy's so relevant. So I don't know. It's just a bit odd that they would be coming at each other's necks like that, but just sort of what it is around these streets, isn't it? Eh? God, jeez. Yeah. Geez, sorry, the podcast sort of sounds unplanned, and that's what it is. Usually, I do try and take some time to plan it out and be more meticulous in how I'm gonna, talk and how I'm gonna transition and stuff. But yeah, so I would like to apologize, sort of how the state of this podcast has been so far, just because God, I don't know how many people can relate, but it's just the uni struggle is real, man. The uni struggle is real. And yeah, I've just been grinding hard in the university work. Like, it's just non-stop university work, and it sucks that it's sort of impeding on me, performing at my best on the podcast. But sort of what it is. You can't wait. Just can't wait for the holidays where the podcast is going to be so good. But I try and keep it at my best right now. The one thing I do want to talk about uni as well is just like, I don't know if it's the same with other unis across other countries, but it seems in Australia that they don't remind you of anything. And obviously that sounds stupid because you should be able to remember and remind yourself of stuff. But like, a constant a good reminder to say like, oh, your assessment's due in 2 weeks, or your assessment's due next week, or your assessment's due in 3 days. Like, maybe just mention it perhaps in a lecture or an announcement or an email or something, just saying, oh, remember you have your lecture due, or your assignment's due, whatever. But nah, they're just like, oh yeah, your assignment's due tomorrow, make sure that you've already completed it. And then you just look at everyone in the room going, yo, what the fuck was this assignment? What the fuck was this assignment? Like, I just had this assignment that was just super short notice, and it's a big chunk of the overall course or whatever, so like I didn't need to put a massive effort, and I was just up for like 8 hours just going hard at this assignment that basically no one, and like I was like talking to other classmates and stuff like that in group chats, and like, yo, I'm dead, I'm done, I'm gonna retire. Like, it's that insane. And God, the uni grind is so real, so real. But like I said, it's just something that you gotta do. You know what? I'm just gonna cut it here. I do have some more stuff, but I would like to say that for just when I'm in a better frame of mind, because it's just, like I said, a bit stressed from uni and stuff. But yeah, sorry for the shorter podcast. If no one's listened to my last podcast, I did sort of address that on these solo episodes that I do when I sort of just talking about some sports stuff and just some general stuff that's happening around. I'm looking to do it around 30 to 45 minutes. So I hope you sort of like that time frame, because to me and to some of the other people that commented and emailed me said that, when I was doing the solo podcast, that an hour seemed a bit too much. So I sort of took that, understood it, reviewed the other podcasts I did, and realized like I did see a point I was rambling a lot, and just trying to say you basically just dumb shit to try and lengthen the podcast basically. And I'm not trying to waste any of your time, neither am I just trying to waste my own time either. So I'm just gonna try and get to the core and critical elements of the things. But obviously, when I get some guests on, which I'm looking to definitely do, I'm planning some stuff over the next couple of days, and hopefully the next few episodes. Maybe not next week's episode; it could be solo again. But in the coming episodes, that I have some guests on, and I can spice it up a bit. But yeah, if you want to follow the podcast further, you can find us on Twitter. I've been trying to get more active on the Twitter game. I don't know, is Twitter still popping? I don't know. Like, I sound like some old dude. I'm not even that old. I'm a regular millennial. But like, yeah, I don't think anyone at my age uses, like, anyone that's in the regular university age range. I don't think it's Twitter even a big thing. Like, I don't know. I think it's just Instagram survived. Like, and Snapchat, but I feel like Snapchat's a bit on the decline. Like, I stopped using Snapchat because I just stopped using Snapchat. But one thing that, since Instagram's basically seeing everything Snapchat has, like with the stories and stuff, with the stories, I feel like Instagram should implement what Snapchat did, and with the whole screenshot situation, because there would, sometimes, you're looking at a story of a chick that you might like, whatever, and you screenshot it and you send it to the boys. Maybe if you're that chick, this doesn't help me at all. It's not like it doesn't even help me. It anything disadvantages me. But basically, I'm like saying, well, if you're like a chick or something and you see that someone screenshotted it, it could be like, maybe you don't like this guy or whatever, or you don't like them screenshotting your photos. Like, maybe there should be something implemented into that so that people know that they're tracking and looking at your photos. But yeah, I feel like Instagram's more the web. So actually, if anyone's noted, if you look in the description, my own personal Instagram's linked as well. So if you wanna interact with me on Instagram, I'm probably the most active on Instagram just in regards to being online and stuff. So DM me on Instagram and stuff if you wanna want me to talk about anything, or have anything that you want to tell me about the podcast, like improvements or critiques, anything like that. That would be great to hear. Either way, like I said, generally you could find me on Twitter at 23 shots to JD, or a reliable source to find me and for me to talk to and contact you. Either way is probably through email at 23 shots to JD at gmail.com. But yeah, one thing one quick thing as well, if anyone that lives in around the Sydney area, if you guys have any good vintage or op shops or any of those types of stores around your area, that's probably good to check out. Shout me out, because I've been more on that type of vibe, trying to get some old school, more vintage, worn out type stuff. Just not to save money or anything, just because I think I don't know. It's just I'm on that wave now. I'm on that wave. So, yeah, and like I said as well, if you do want to follow me more regularly, do definitely follow me on Instagram, because I always post Instagram stories and stuff like that, so you can see what I'm up to and whatever. But I don't know, maybe you have better stuff to do, which I wouldn't blame you if you don't follow me. So yeah, but all the links and stuff will be in the bio in the description of this podcast. So check it out. Tell me how you feel and all that, and hopefully come out a bit more prepared, because this podcast was a bit off the cuff. But yeah, okay, bye.